back to your final destination. Thank you for flying your friend this time to begin boarding soon. Ladies and gentlemen, we apologize for the delay of this aircraft. Once this aircraft finishes deploying the passengers, we will clean this aircraft. And the flight attendant will do a safety check on this aircraft. After that, we will go to board. Thank you very much for your patience. Ladies and gentlemen, if you stand by for Los Angeles flight 1015, if you haven't checked your name yet here at the podium, please check out your name at the podium if you haven't checked yet. If you stand by for Los Angeles flight 1015, please check out your name if you haven't checked out your name yet. Ladies and gentlemen, this flight is completely full. We may run out of space at the overhead compartment. If you want to monitor your bag at this time and check it all the way to your final destination, just come here at the podium at gate 383 to have your bag tag printed. Please do not put your small item in the overhead. Only roll your bag in the overhead. Your small item should be underneath the seat in front of you. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we now invite passengers with disability to pre-board for Los Angeles. We're now inviting global services passengers and uniformed military personnel to pre-board for Los Angeles. We're now boarding group number 1 to the premier access lane for Los Angeles.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard United Flight 1015 with service to Los Angeles. As you're finding your seat, please make sure all carry-on items are securely stowed either underneath the seat in front of you or in an overhead compartment. We suggest stowing your rollerboard bags wheels out. Your small, lightweight electronic devices can be used while we're parked here at the gate. However, once the boarding door is closed, they must be turned to airplane and non-transmit mode. Your larger devices, such as laptops and DVD players, can also be used at this time. However, once the door is closed, they must be completely turned off, unplugged and stowed either underneath the seat in front of you or in an overhead compartment. If you are seated in an exit row, please review the front of the safety card. If you cannot meet the standards or are unwilling or unable to perform the actions possibly required of you without injury, please notify a flight attendant for reseating. This aircraft is equipped with Wi-Fi, so you can stay connected on our flight this evening. You can also activate that seatback monitor in front of you at any time to begin watching live TV with DirecTV. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Welcome aboard United Flight 1015 with service to Los Angeles. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, welcome aboard United Flight 1015 with service to Los Angeles. As you're finding your seat, please make sure all carry-on items are securely stowed either underneath the seat in front of you or in an overhead compartment. We suggest stowing those rollerboard bags wheels out. Your small lightweight devices such as mobile phones, tablets, and e-readers can be used while we're parked here at the gate. Once the boarding door is closed, they can continue to be used, but they must be put in airplane or non-transmit mode. Your large devices such as laptops and DVD players can also be used at this time. However, once the door is closed, they must be completely turned off, unplugged, and stowed either underneath the seat in front of you or in an overhead compartment. If you're seated in an exit row, please review the front of the safety card. If you cannot meet the standards or are unwilling or unable to perform the actions possibly required of you without injury, please notify a flight attendant for reseating. This aircraft is equipped with Wi-Fi, so you can stay connected on our flight this evening. You can also activate that seatback monitor in front of you at any time to begin watching live TV with DirecTV. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Welcome aboard United Flight 1015 with service to Los Angeles.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. From the cockpit, I'd like to add our welcome aboard. Thank you very much for coming with us on United Airlines to Los Angeles tonight. Apologize for the late push and so forth. There was a plane, I think, swap perhaps, that brought this plane in from Costa Rica, so I had to clear customs and all of that sort of thing. However, once we do get going, it's looking like we would be flying for 2 2 hours and 43 minutes of flight time. I can tell you, having come in from Salt Lake City earlier today, that it's a bit bumpy up there, and we're going to try to go underneath the turbulence. However, the seatbelt sign might be on a little bit more than I care to keep it on. When it is on, though, I would be so grateful if you will please respect that seatbelt sign. We do that so that nobody gets hurt on board. Getting into Los Angeles, right at the moment, the winds are out of the west at about 15 miles an hour, 10 miles visibility underneath clear skies, and 27 degrees Celsius sounds like about 80 degrees Fahrenheit to me. Get gate information for you a little later once we get going. Thank you very much for coming, and we'll talk with you then.
Flight attendants, please complete your XRO briefings. Ladies and gentlemen, the boarding door is now closed. Flight attendants prepare doors for departure. Cross-check, verify straps, stand by for all call. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, at this time we do need to make sure all of your carrying items are securely stowed underneath that seat in front of you in an overhead compartment. Your small electronics do need to be turned to airplane or non-transmit mode at this time. Those large devices, such as your laptops, do need to be completely turned off, unplugged, and stowed. Please make sure your seatbelts are securely fastened. Your tray tables are in the upright and locked positions, and your seat backs are fully upright. You can do that by pushing the silver button on your armrest, giving the back of your chair a nice firm tug. Thank you. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Welcome aboard United Flight 1015 with service to Los Angeles. My name is Kelsey. I'll be the flight service coordinator this evening. The captain has informed us flight time is going to be 2 hours and 43 minutes. We ask that you please direct your attention to the following safety presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for your attention. If there's anything we can do to make your flight more enjoyable, please let us know. We'll be dimming the cabin lights for takeoff. There's an individual light located in the panel above your head. If you do not want that light shining in front of your eyes from that screen, you can find the control panel on your armrest. Find the minus button, which is at the bottom left-hand button. Hold that down all the way until that screen completely dims off. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, flight time to tonight is going to be 2 hours and 43 minutes. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight.
Flight attendants, please be seated for departure.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks again for flying with us. The fasten seatbelt sign is still on. When our captain turns the sign off, you may move about the cabin. We ask that you please keep your seatbelt fastened at all times while seated, and take care whenever you open the overhead compartments as contents may have shifted. We ask that you use the lavatories located in your cabin only, and please refrain from congregating around the lavatory and galley areas. We would like to welcome our Mileage Plus members who will be earning valuable award miles for our flight this evening. To become a member, you may enroll online at united.com. We're proud to be a founding member of Star Alliance, offering our customers more destinations than any other alliance in the world. Once it is safe to be up, we will be serving a variety of complimentary drinks as well as alcoholic beverages for purchase. In United Economy, bistro on board freshly prepared meals and snack shop selections are available for purchase as well. Please refer to the back of the Hemispheres magazine for many details. We accept most major debit and credit cards, including those with the Visa, MasterCard, Discover, or American Express logo, as well as the Mileage Plus Explorer Visa card. You may now use all the personal electronic devices. We invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Please let us know if there's anything we can do to make it more enjoyable. Ladies and gentlemen, the flight attendants have been told by the captain that we are going to be experiencing some turbulence for a bit longer. We do need everyone to remain in their seats with their seatbelts fastened until that seatbelt sign has been turned off. This is for your safety and those around you. Thank you. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we do need everyone seated in their seats with their seatbelts fastened.
Ladies and gentlemen from the cockpit, looks like we found, and I don't want to jinx it, the smoothest altitude out here. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the seatbelt sign. So if you need to get up, use the facility, stretch your legs, that sort of thing, you're free to do so. Cruising right now at 26,000 feet. Sounds like that's one of the best altitudes out here. We may have to climb a little bit later on. Showing ourselves getting into Los Angeles, about an hour late now. So I'm anticipating we're going to be on the ground and hopefully at the gate by about 9 p.m. Local time. Would that be Pacific Daylight Savings Time? again, seatbelt sign's off now. When I do put it on, I sure appreciate it if you folks would return to your seats, put your seatbelts on, and I'll remind you if we have to do that. Thank you so much. And folks, seatbelt sign's on. Please put your seatbelts on.
And ladies and gentlemen, we do apologize for the delay in our beverage service. Once it is safe for us to be out with the cart, we will be. Once again, we just apologize for the inconvenience, and we appreciate your patience. Thank you.
Now, folks, we have ride reports ahead that indicate there's a little bit more of this turbulence ahead, so we turn on the seatbelt sign. If you're up and about and need you, please turn your seat, put seatbelt on until we find that smoother ride. Ladies and gentlemen, from the cockpit, we're about 115 miles from Los Angeles. They're getting us into the conga line here for Los Angeles. Fortunately, there's still intermittent pockets of turbulence up here. We're going to have to leave that seatbelt sign on. So I'm going to have to just say goodbye to you from here. I do want to say sincerely thank you very much for flying us here at United today. All of us here are very well aware of the fact that you have a lot of carriers to choose from. We certainly do appreciate your business and I'd like to see you on another United flight again here soon and often. Gate is going to be 83, by the way, and we'll see you there at the gate. Thank you.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have started our initial descent into Los Angeles. Flight attendants will be coming through the aisles one final time to collect any and all items you would like to discard. Once again, if you could please pass all of the items that you'd like to discard to the center of the aisle, we will be coming through momentarily to pick anything up. This will end the service portion of our flight. Please make sure all of your carry-on items are securely stowed either underneath the seat in front of you or in an overhead compartment. At this time, please double check, make sure your small electronic devices are still in the airplane or non-transmit mode. All of your large devices, such as laptops and DVD players, need to be completely turned off, unplugged, and stowed at this time. Please make sure your seatbelts are securely fastened, your tray tables are in the upright and locked position. If you could please help us out, make sure that your seat backs are in the full upright position by pushing the metal button on your armrest, giving the back of your chair a nice firm tug. That will help us out tremendously. Flight attendants, prepare the cabin for arrival and be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Los Angeles International Airport. The local time is 8:57. We will be taxiing for the next few minutes. We ask that you please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened and all items stowed until the seatbelt sign has been turned off. At that time, please make sure you have all of your personal belongings. Take care in opening the overhead compartments as contents may have shifted. You're now free to use your mobile phones and small lightweight devices in transit mode. If you are connecting, please check the United app on your mobile device or see the airport displays for up-to-date flight status and gate information. We do have a request from you folks. If LA is your final destination, or if you have more than an hour sit time in between your connecting flights, if you could please stay seated and let those people with a tighter connection towards the front of the aircraft so that they can make their flights. We do appreciate your cooperation and assistance. On behalf of United, the Star Alliance Network, and your entire flight crew, we thank you for flying with us today. We hope you've had a pleasant experience. Look forward to serving again on another United flight.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're still in an active taxiway. We do need everyone in their seats with their seatbelts fastened.
Flight attendants, prepare doors for arrival. Cross-check, stand by for all call.
Good evening, welcome to Los Angeles International Airport. If you have checked a bag, you can pick it up at baggage claim number 4. If you're connecting to United Flight 98 to Melbourne, that will be at 77, and 839 to Sydney 74. Have a good evening, thank you for flying United Airlines.